Hey everyone, Gamal Kadner here, and today we're going to be talking about the best way to actually pay for your inventory if you have a physical product brand. We made a video before on how to actually negotiate those terms with your manufacturer so you can free up cash flow. Now I'm going to be talking about how you can actually finance and pay for it so that you can pull more profits out of your business as an owner instead of constantly having to reinvest your profits into buying more inventory. Let's take a closer look. The best way to pay for inventory. I'll go over why this is important and how to actually do it in your business. So one of the sucky things with e-com is that if you want to double or triple your business, you have to buy double or triple the amount of product right now on this month's profit, which sucks because if you keep doing that, you'll be a business owner that never actually sees any profit from your business. It just feels like you're continually invested into new inventory. So here's the better way to pay for inventory. That's what having a dedicated inventory card. So let's say your cost of goods sold or your inventory actually is $1. And if you sell that item for $5, at the end of the month, you sold 1,000 units and generate 5,000 in revenue. But you probably would have had to buy 3,000 of these just because of shipping time, etc. So in a normal world, you'd have had to spend $3,000 out of your 5,000 in revenue, which sucks from your profit. A better way to do is to use a actual credit card, and at the end of each month in this example, you would take the credit card, buy all 3,000 of your inventory on hand. But in this example, the following month you would use your units sold times how much you pay for each item. So in this example, 1,000 units times $1, you'd only pay back $1,000 of the 3,000 on your credit card. That looks a lot better. So you made 5,000 this month and you only spent 1,000 to pay for your cost of goods sold. And real important distinction between inventory versus cost of goods. Inventory is what you bought, like your raw materials or your finished product. Cost of goods is essentially for the revenue you made for the month. What are the costs of the specific units or inventory used to generate that revenue? So in this example, cost of goods was only 1,000 units, but inventory may have been 3,000 units that you have to buy because you got to buy a larger amount from your manufacturers, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the math and that's the logic on how to pay for inventory to free up your cash flow. And there are a couple of ways to do that. So a 60-day credit card like a Plum card, if you have shorter inventory cycles and you usually can buy something and sell through it in 60 days, a Plum card from Amex is great because you could pay it back in 60 days. Or a better way is to go and get a card from like Chase, or there's a ton of different banks, 0% interest credit card, where even for the first year you pay no interest on it. So you can use this to buy all your inventory and just keep track of it at the start of the next month to pay it back down. And if you're in Next Level Brands, we have a coaching call from him 500 and Haitian CEO that talks about exactly what to do to establish business credit and get this. So check out the bonus coaching calls. And also, even if you are paying interest, it still makes sense because of the math. So for example, in this example again, let's say you bought 1,000 units and you had to pay 25% of the 1,000 for the month. You'd have only spent $250 in interest to generate $5,000 in revenue. So you would have paid back $1,250 doing it this way, versus if you were paying for all 3,000 units with cash, you would have made 5,000 this month and had to spend 3,000 on inventory, versus this way you make 5,000 per month and only pay $1,250. Still, you're keeping a lot more money in your pockets even with a high % interest credit card. So if you thought this was helpful and you'd like to learn some other tips, go ahead and click the link in my bio to check out my free case study on how exactly to scale your online brands, one with marketing, but all the other things like this that no one's really talking about, that's really going to help you build a profitable and sustainable online brand for the long run.